I love you. How are you? How are you, little Cleo? You want to invade my video? You gonna stay? You gonna stay for the whole time? Alright. I haven't done one of these in a long time. And I thought about streaming this, but this is gonna be hella casual, so I actually honestly don't know how long it's gonna take. But we're here. How's everyone been doing, first of all? Um, I have not done one of these in a while, mostly just due to time constraints, but um oh, there she goes. What are you doing, little girl? What are you doing? But yeah, this is just going to be casual talk time related to I guess learning fighting games. Yeah. I don't want to say yeah, I want to say it's about learning. Little Cleo, what are you doing? William, what are you doing? Huh? All right. Learning fighting games and uh kind of breaking through plateaus, and I don't know anything else. I'm kind of just making this as I go on. I felt inspired to do this because I've mostly been using this on myself, and it's been a humbling experience. It's been a result-filled experience, and yeah, it's something I want to share because it's kind of been related to how I approach the way I play lately. And it has shown results. So I would like to share with anybody. If you already know that if this is something you already know, great. Then you're just going to hear me rant for a little bit, or not even rant, just talk incessantly. But if you are kind of looking for a new approach as far as learning, if you feel like you've hit a roadblock, if you're trying to get started on your path of learning fighting games, because okay, I know how I was going to start this out, because I was basically going to say COVID's kind of, I mean, no, I don't want to say it's all the way back to normal, but we're on our way there, and we're going into that time period of, a new layer of fighting games are coming, or a new, not genre, I don't want to say, but basically more games are coming out. I mean, this is actually post Virtua Fighter 5 remade, so a few minutes ago. So that shit comes out June 1st. I'm hyped for that. I gotta find out about the online. I hope that's good. KOF 15 will be out. Guilty Gear Strive will be out in literally. Hi, you little girl. Hi. Hi. Guilty Gear Strive will be out in under 3 weeks, man. So, yeah, this will be important. I guess what's the title of this video? Title of this video, I guess, is basically how to pet your cat and talk about literally nothing for 3 minutes straight. Now, the title of this video should essentially be try everything else first before you do what you like. And that sounds weird. So perhaps I should explain. From a more, I can't say I'm experienced because I've never brought home a tourney win. I've never done anything I would say significant in the FGC. That doesn't mean that, I'm not talking down on myself per se. I'm just stating the obvious. But I would like to at some point. What I'm saying is, I've had a lot of time to learn as a player. I usually play the characters I like right away. As you can see, by what's behind me. Big fan of wrestling. Pretty much I always go for grapplers. And those are the characters I usually stick by, just because I don't care if they're low tier. I like the fact of being a pro wrestler powerhouse like Ladiva, Grand Blue, Hugo, Zangief, you get it. Those characters usually aren't, like I said, those characters usually aren't the greatest. I still play them. I do well with those characters as far as development and learning them, but back recently I noticed myself hitting more and more plateaus, of how good I would be, like making reads, um, shit, just making good decision making, set play in general, just overall play. And that, I mean, increase gets better through time. I mean, you get better over time. That's just kind of how that works with whatever character you play. And this video applies pretty much to everyone, but I mean, I'm not speaking directly to players that play grapplers or wrestling characters, but I will say this will help you because it has helped me. And like I said, it's kind of changed my approach to learning, and it's actually made helped me have a lot more fun in games where I was really kind of, struggling in as far as like ranked, like Tekken, for instance. I was really get burned out on that playing on a regular basis because I was like, I would finish like playing for an hour or two, and I'd be like, why? I just wasted an hour. Like I didn't have that much fun. I was just like doing that. Um, so what I'm getting to after speaking literally about nothing for 5 minutes is play everyone else first before you play the characters you like. I don't recommend this for new players, depending on who you are. If you are trying to get into fighting games, play whoever the hell you want. Have fun with the game with your friends. Play the game, hit buttons. Do not worry about matchups, execution, any of that. Just don't worry about specifics unless you want to take it to a level where it's like, okay, I want to compete. I want to beat the hell out of my friends. I want to get results in tournaments. I want to make this my everything. I want to get good. Unless you want to do that, then worry about further, like, all that other complicated shit. For people who are struggling, who are burnt out, who are looking for a new way to learn and improve on characters they feel like they know pretty thoroughly, and you might, but you probably don't know enough, like me. And it will humble you. It will make you realize, for instance, playing rank, of like where you might be. I'm not calling anybody out. I'm just saying in general. You might think you're at some place because, you're stuck, but guarantee, you're probably there because, I mean, that's where you are just due to, I'm not even, you know what? I'm not even going to go there. Regardless, it comes back to this. If I'm a grappler main, I have a lot of trouble against pretty much everyone else. If I'm Zangief, as of now, who is freaking nerfed into oblivion, or Ladiva, or literally any grappler, everyone pretty much is better than me as far as buttons, as far as, neutral goes, because I have to approach you to get what I want. I have to, and once I'm near you, then I get to snap you up. That's my reward for working my way, for being patient, for making the right call. But you have to understand what your opponent is. So hopefully I can edit some examples in here, but I'll just paint a beautiful picture. I'll use 2D fighters before I go into 3D. If I'm Mika, or if I'm Geef, or if I'm Hugo, and I'm playing against Sim, or I'm playing against Ken, or Ryu, or any person who can outzone me, I'm going to have an issue. Especially if I don't know that matchup well. I might know what that character can... Okay, let's start with... I might not know what that character can do. And you fix that by basically going to the lab. You understand, positive and negative frames, what is basically unsafe for that person, ways to, move across the screen safely, how to make the most out of opportunities, counter hits, blah, 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 blah. I can study that until, pretty much to the end of time. Does that help? Pretty much in every game, to an extent. I'll go to Tekken for the next example. I would study. I wouldn't play. I play King, Armor King, Julia, Marta characters like again are my favorites. And against other player or characters I would have problems with, I would go to the lab and I would basically, whatever a particular move was, study against that. And that helps because that helps me understand the move, or I can sidestep it, or this is negative, or I can, beat it out because it's a long startup, whatever. Um, I guess I find out more and more using a lab is good for me, but and this is me, and I don't know if anyone else can relate. I'm a player that even though I might study something, I still don't understand it. That kind of carries over to my school and everything else. I understand through visual examples and actively learning. So, for instance, if I don't do it live, if I don't do it in the game match, I can do it in practice, but if it's not in a real match, I probably won't retain it well. If I don't understand, like if I don't do it in a real match, it's not going to stick, not nearly as well. And so I just need to play more and more like repetition. I need to get my ass whooped at least 10 or 20 times before I understand something and how that works. And for a lot of people, this might hold true to you because you might study something in practice is like, oh, I got it. I can do this and understand that in real life. But until you see that repeatedly in a real match and it's just out random, you're not going to get that instantly. You're not going to, I don't care if you practice 100, 200 times in practice until it's like you're spacing and you're not, and someone just does it spur of the moment, your reactions are not going to be good. This especially holds true with characters you have not played. You have practiced them, but you have not played them. This is the message of this video. If you don't take home anything besides I talk a lot, this is the message to take. And that is to basically play the characters that that beat you more than you practice them. So what I'm saying is, you might not like zoners because you play grapplers. Like I've never played Sim. I've never played zoner. I actually actively do not like playing from across the screen. It feels weird because I feel like I'm just not used to it. I say it feels icky. Like in Mortal Kombat, like I'm used to, being up close to you with Jax or something, but I mean, I also play Spawn 2 and 11, so I guess he's kind of, he's got spacing tools, but I usually actively make a effort to go in, because that's just who I am. But I'm not really used to other characters. Like, I've never played Cetrion, but I'll make an effort now, in this point in my, fighting game career, to play characters like her, because the fact that I play that character and I understand what situations are to me in a match where I play against her with my character, that's immediately going to set in a lot more than if I just would have took her into practice. If I understand that character thoroughly like it were my own, I'm going to be that much better at my own character. And it sounds weird, but if you look it up, man, if you just you can only study the matchup so much. You have to actually experience it from the other perspective. And it sounds crazy, man. It sounds weird because it's like, I don't want to play a character I don't like, but you're missing out on a lot of opportunity. And you're actually, for a game you might have played quite often, if you have like 500,000 hours in whatever game, Street Fighter, Tekken, whatnot, and you only play 3, 4, 5 characters, or you only play like 2 characters because you like them, like me, you might be missing out on fun you never knew you could have, or information you never knew you had, basically. And I say that because that was my experience. I was finding myself getting burned out constantly. Hey there, little girl, you came back. I was getting burned out so often in Tekken, playing Armor King. And it wasn't because, it was kind of because I wasn't having fun, But it's just like I felt I wasn't learning anything. I wasn't gaining anything from that. When I play, I wanna play to have fun, but I also want to learn something too. I want to pull something from experience and say, I got better at something, or I improved on execution, or I improved on a link or a setup or something. And since I only played, there's only so few characters that I like. I ran out of shit that basically I was learning. I mean, there's only so much at a point where you learn a lot slower. And that's kind of with anything. And if you don't actively venture out, like there are people that you know um, that basically play different characters depending on what your opponent does. If your opponent picks a character, they'll counter pick. And I'm not saying you have to become like a counter. Ow, Cleo! Don't play with my microphone wire. Don't bite that. I'm not saying you have to become a player that does that, because that's not what I mean at all. But embracing that mindset just a little bit I guarantee, will bring you different. It will bring you a different perspective. It will bring you better results. I promise you, it will bring you better results to try. Like, do it for a week. I guarantee. And it takes time. Oh, Cleo, come on. Sorry. What are you doing there? I promise you, it will bring you better results, because it's brought me, you know, more than I thought I ever would. I mean, I'm having more fun in games that I play regularly. I haven't been playing that much on, YouTube or on stream. I have been more on Twitch. And it's made me realize, like, wow, I'm pretty bad at learning certain things. Like, my execution with Lynx and Street Fighter could always be improved. I'm used to playing with a character like Mika or Laura, who only have to learn a few different moves. I might not know how to link certain moves with, other characters, that when I bring it to my character, it actually improves the way I play, not just my matchup knowledge too. So there's a whole bunch of other shit, like I said, you're missing out on. And this applies to a new game you've never played. If you're thinking of competing and basically, making a regular thing of it, you're already, and especially if a game that comes out, once Guilty Gear Strive comes out, if you haven't gotten your hands on the beta, and you like Soul, the bad guy, or you like Kai or Faust, play the fucking matchups that they suck against. Play the characters that you weren't necessarily interested in first. Because, and another thing too, this is my next big point. You're inherently going to learn the characters you like faster than you would other characters. There's shit, I wish I had statistical evidence to show, and that's pretty much carries into a lot of other aspects of life. Shit that you like, you usually learn faster. That's just I'm sure you've experienced that at some point with anything. You can look at a game and look at the roster and just 9 times out of 10 look at a roster as like, okay, that's who I want to play. I like this character because of the look. You see their moves, you see something, and I'd say within 5 to 10 minutes, even sooner than that, like, that's the character I want to play, without even really doing much. And you mess around with them, and you're already pretty much in the swing of, like, picking that character up and being pretty decent with them, depending on who you are, more or less. With characters you don't like or don't usually play, that's going to take a bit longer. So if you're ahead of the curve and playing the characters that you don't normally play, you're doing yourself a favor by basically exposing yourself to things you probably wouldn't know if you just were to play right away without, or play the characters you like right away without experiencing them. You're going to be better at that matchup, and you're already going to be better at your character because now you know your weakness. I know my character's weak to whatever. This character I just messed around with does this well. Now I know what to anticipate. I know this, and I have that knowledge because I played as that character before. I'm already ahead of shit. And especially with a new game where that's pretty much the best time to get into it. That's going to be the main thing, is just, experiencing shit like repeatedly, so it can't take advantage of you. That's going to be the main thing that beats a lot of people is their lack of experience. Lack of experience in general, playing in competition or competitively. It's obviously takes more than that, but a big thing, and I've noticed this was mine, like I said, is just I didn't have experience with other characters. And I was like, but I lab a lot of characters quite often. It's like, well, why am I still weak in this knowledge? It's like probably because I've never actually used that person before. And the fact that I got better with my own characters, uh, I mean, I feel like I've heard that before, whether it was from another source like Sajam or something, somebody. But regardless, it helped me loads and loads and loads in other aspects too. So, like I said, I would encourage everybody, like I said, with whatever game you like, figure out the characters you like, of course, but then figure out the characters that they're weak against. Figure out what they're bad against, and just take that aspect and approach other characters like that. And I'm not saying you have to pick them. You might actually end up liking a character you never thought before. That's a bonus thing too. You kind of come across. I'm not saying you have to change your whole approach of like who you like, but change your approach in learning as far as like, who you're first to pick up in a game. One final thing I will say, this will vary depending on what game you play. If it's a game, an NRS game, NRS like Mortal Kombat, Injustice, characters like that are usually a bit faster to pick up because I'm not saying the game is not deep as far as like what you're capable of learning. I'm just saying certain characters in different games are a little easier to learn than others. Like I can learn Scorpion a lot faster than I can learn freaking Master Raven in Tekken, because Tekken's a lot more. It has a lot more moves. It has a lot more shit to pick up. Whereas Mortal Kombat is 2D. The character move list is only so long, and I can kind of get my head wrapped around things a lot faster. So again, it's going to take more or less time depending on the game. So keep that in mind too. But like I said, this same rule applies to basically every game. And just take your time. This will explain. I will promise you, if you're bored with a game and think that, oh man, this game is dead, I promise you this will like expand the lifespan of a game for you personally by a long, long time. I mean, games are gonna have. And play the games that you want to. Don't worry about that whether a game is dead or not. But just like I said, it'll expand your fun. It will expand your knowledge, and yeah, that's the main thing. Fun and knowledge. Like I said, fun and learning are my two things at this point. So I'm better off for it. I wanted to share it. That took 23 minutes or 24 minutes, kind of talk about. I'm kind of glad to be back doing this. Really, like I said, this is real casual. You see my. Hey, little Cleo. How are you? How are you, little girl? It was real casual. So hopefully this came in use. If you like just chilling with me, great. I'll try to do. I'll think about doing more of these. I might stream them and do like little chats. Have like a chat in the background, but that's like, if people are actually interested. If not, post them straight to YouTube and see if you guys like them. I've kind of died down on the reactions because, at this point shit comes out on a regular basis. It's like, react. It's trying to keep up with, the hot trends, and I'd rather just do my own thing, blaze, and do it that way. Still post to YouTube, and I've been doing a lot more Twitch. I'm on Twitch as Kawaii Muscles. Basically, I kind of switched everything to my venue name, Kawaii Muscle. So, follow me on Twitter, on Twitch, I try to get on as much as possible. I'll be on a bit more in the evening because I'm currently settled into a job with actually regular hours as a personal trainer. I like that job a lot more than my past one, which was involving working early mornings. And yeah, I have a lot more time to spend with my hobbies and my beautiful wife. So those are all bonuses. And so if I'm ever on, I'll sometimes chat or have the mic on, depending on if I have anything to say. I'm usually just big vibing, chilling, and I'm either have a cam or I won't. Most of the time I won't. Or I might have the mic on because I'm usually playing with her or something. I'm playing with the game with my wife. That didn't sound right. But you guys get the idea. I'll be around. But I appreciate you guys supporting the channel. I'm going to keep doing my thing. I hope you guys keep doing yours. Like I said, hopefully this comes in use. This little girl keeps messing with my equipment, or hopefully she doesn't nibble on anything because it's a brand new microphone. We got some new sponsors. Of course, you see Redcon there. I advocate personal fitness along with mental health. Please take care of yourself, especially in these trying times, man. Yeah, man, go. Just try to take care of yourself the best you can. Go to Redcon, get yourself some good subs. 20% off. Use the code up there in the corner. Shit. That's pretty much all I got right now, man. Nothing new back to report. I was playing a lot of Doom Eternal, and I guess I kind of consider myself a Doom streamer. Not really. I like to say I'm almost the best PS4 pad player. Like, kind of humble brag. It's been a while, so I can't say that. So, I don't know. I might bring some more content back with Doom Eternal too. That game fucking... that Doom Eternal, Doom in general, probably like best game, one of all time, hands down, along with like Devil May Cry and other fighting games. Just games overall, just goated status, like hands down, can't be beat. First person shooters, man, like you can put it up against anything. All right, but like I said, casual times are brought up. I don't have really anything else to say besides you guys take care. Until the next time. Henshin a go-go. And, yeah. Until the next video. See ya.